Director, Mr. Dan, the school management, administration, the teachers, parents, and all stakeholders and parents present. Good afternoon. I want to really take this opportunity to thank you most sincerely for your patience till this particular moment. I know the attention span has got a little bit low at this particular moment, but with the little time that I'm given, I'll try to be very brief on my presentation. I want to start by thanking the director, Mr. Dan, and your family. You have quite a vision for this school, and if this is the pace that we are likely to see, this school is going very far. And I want to believe that the dream and the commitment that the school director and his team has for this school will take this school to greater heights. I was particularly very much impressed with the energy I saw in the teachers. Teachers, wherever you are, I really want to associate with you. I really want to thank you. I've seen very good energy, and I've seen the reason why our children in this school are happy. I've seen the reason why the parents chose this school. Wherever you are, my dear teachers, kindly may God reward you abundantly. I also would want to particularly thank all the parents. I know it takes a logical reasoning for a parent to choose a school, because in this new dispensation of the new curriculum, it is not all about bora elimu. When we used to learn, it was about bora elimu. But for now, we must go for elimu bora. And at the same time, that also resonates well with the choice of school where you take your child. That also resonates well with the type of curriculum that a country is offering. It is not bora shule, but you must take your child to a school which is shule bora. This school is associated to Christianity, and the fact that it is associated to a Christian institution, then we can be very sure that the values that this school has will resonate well with the values that we have in our society. I'm very sure that in this school they embrace other religions as well, which is one of the fundamental pillars of our education structures. To embrace Christianity, to embrace Islam, to embrace Hinduism, to embrace each and every religion, whichever part they come from. And that is the cohesive nature that we expect the society to have. My dear parents, when the new government got into office, one of the first assignments that the president had was to look at the education structure, and particularly the new CBC curriculum. And that led to the formation or the creation of the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms Committee. And that particular committee was to look at, among others, the structure of the CBC curriculum and the transition from one level to another. When they collected views from the public, they saw it wise that junior school should be domiciled in the primary school. Key among other considerations were the age of these learners, the appropriateness of their age. And so they domiciled junior school in the primary school. It was also the core mandate of this particular working party to advise the president as to whether 844 was better than the current CBC curriculum. When they collected reports, there are those who said it is better, we go back to 844. There are those who said, let us integrate. There are those who said, let us continue with 844. You remember when the current government was campaigning, they said that when we get to office, we will do away with this CBC curriculum because it is expensive, among other things. But when they got into office and then the president created that particular party, working party on education reforms, took all the legal and educated minds and sat down, and they realized that after all, this is a good curriculum. Meaning that 844 is a forgotten story. CBC, currently, it is not whether it is good or bad. But what we should be looking at this particular moment is a curriculum that is like a train that has left the station. We can only continue making it even much better. When this 844 was being brought, and I want to mention just one particular thing, because some of us, we still have got a feeling that this is not a good curriculum. There was a lot of benchmarking, both within Africa, within East Africa, and globally. And how did we arrive with the new structure of the CBC curriculum? We went and benchmarked in East Africa with countries like Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, mainland Tanzania, Zanzibar. And we realized that all these institutions, these countries, at least they had a junior school somewhere. Kenya, we did not have a junior school somewhere. They also realized that Kenya, we are taking very many years. A comparison that was made globally. And because CBC is expected to meet global standards, and the learners that we are producing must be able to meet global competitive standards in future, then we benchmarked with some of the countries that we are admiring in terms of their GDP, in terms of their developmental structures, in terms of their growth and innovation. And then we went to Canada, South Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, South Africa, Ghana, Finland, Japan, China. Those are countries that Kenya benchmarked with in terms of education structures. Because if you look at those countries, even their level of economic development cannot be compared with us. And then they said that why can't we then find out what they're doing with their children? Because if the education structure that they have is so good, then it will translate to the type of the economic superpower muscles, the financial muscles that they have. And that's how we got to this particular level. When that was done, we realized that all these countries that I've mentioned, they were having senior school and junior school somewhere. And with us, we realized that we were not having a junior school somewhere. But if these countries are so powerful, and others are doing them, and that's how we got to this particular level. Next year, we are going to have grade 9. At grade 9, a lot is going to happen. Among them is the preparation for the transition to senior school, where we are going to see schools are going to be again reclustered. 844 had got a system of clustering schools into national schools, extra-county schools, the county schools, and the sub-county schools. But the schools which we currently call our secondary schools, the current secondary schools, which are again going to be transformed to senior schools, are going to be reclustered according to the pathways. We have got 3 pathways that I know some of our parents you understand. Meaning that there are some schools that are specifically going to offer us a particular pathway. And it means that even the transition, before that transition to those schools, the learners are going to select schools. It is also important to note that during this particular moment, parents, if you are listening to me, start talking about the future career with your child. 844 and CBC is a completely different setup. Start talking about the careers that you want your child to take in future. Start observing your child. What is it that interests your child? Be very close with the teachers, because they are going to help you with proper guidance towards the transition to senior school with regards to the career pathways and with regards to the tracks and with regards to the learning areas that we are going to undertake in senior schools. Do not wait. CBC is a very different thing. You must be very close with schools. And that's why I also want to emphasize on the need for continuity. If you are one parent who occasionally jumps from one school to another, find out whether your child's progress report in the NEC portal is correct and updated. Find out whether the CBAs and the SBAs, if you understand those terminologies with your teachers, find out whether your child's details are correct. Because if you don't find out whether your child's details are correct in the NEC portal, then it may affect your child's choice of the pathways when they transit to senior school. The other reason why we must take seriously the assessments that are being conducted at school level is because there is no particular assessment that will be conducted by Kenya National Examinations Council that is a standalone, that will not contribute to the other level. Even the grade 6 assessments that they are currently going to sit from next year, I know not even next year, but maybe next week, it will account for 20% of their transition to senior school. The current junior school, they will also have some 20% of the school-based assessments that they have done in grade 7 and grade 8. And then they will have the final the final assessment, the summative assessment that they will sit, which is called the Kenya Junior School Education Assessment. That is going to be sat at grade 9. So while you are there as a parent, follow very closely with your school. Follow very closely with your teachers and ensure that everything is updated. As we transit, and I'm concluding, as we transit our learners to the next grade, which is grade 9, let us not forget that they have a national assessment that is also going to cumulatively it is going to amount to 60% of their transition. So let us know that it is important for our learners to take every assessment seriously, whether they are school-based or project activities. Lastly, dear parents, CBC is not as difficult or as complicated as we may think. We only need to exercise a bit of patience with this curriculum. Sometimes we need quick responses, including educational matters. But CBC is a different thing. We must exercise a bit of patience with this new curriculum. Let us not be looking for immediate answers, immediate solutions. CBC is seeking to create more jobs as opposed to release learners who are going to be job seekers. And that's why there is need to have hands-on activities. I'm very particularly impressed with this school because they have inculcated a lot of co-curricular activities which we actually enshrine in the CBC curriculum. Your child, as a parent, please don't let your child only concentrate on matters to do with academics. Ensure that if the school is offering some co-curricular activities somewhere, and I want to encourage this school to even have more co-curricular activities, because there's a lot of diversity of talent in our children with regards to multiple co-curricular activities that we want to participate in. And if you have realized that your child is having some interest in a particular co-curricular activity, whether it is music, whether it is whichever, please support that child. Give maximum support to that child, because we are solving the problem that was brought by coronavirus. When coronavirus struck, we were all caught unawares. That's when we came to realize that somebody does not only have to rely on one source of income. Because if you cannot be a driver of the tourism vehicles, if you cannot be a chef anymore, because the eateries and the hotels are closed, no tourists are coming into the country, then you don't have a job to do. But people had to move with speed to realize that there is always a way out to earn a living which is sustainable. And people got to realize that we can lose jobs. But this is what CBC is seeking to cut away, in the sense that the learners that we are upbringing must multitask, must be able to perform in different spheres of our economy, so that we are not caught unawares. And that's why we need to support co-curricular activities. With regards to careers, I hope the school is going to take that one seriously. We must start having at grade 9 career guidance for the learners, career talks for the learners. And I want to encourage the parents, those of you who are very, very passionate about your careers. I know you have lawyers here, you have engineers here, you have entrepreneurs here, which with that your entrepreneurial skill, please come and talk to the students next year before they transit to senior school. These things must start this early. Start influencing your child's career. Start influencing your child's pathway. And above all, take keen interest in what your child would want to be when they grow up. When they tell you that I want to become a DJ, I want to become a dancer, I want to become a TikToker, please listen to them, because you are not them, that is them. That is what CBC is all about. And that's why influencing the child's career is going to be very important. I want to wish you the very best. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish you the very positive transition, the positive mindset of the CBC curriculum, the positive attitude of support to our children to ensure that we have a smooth transition from early years to middle school, to junior school, to senior school, and subsequently to universities and the world of work. May God bless all of you. May you have a wonderful, restful holidays with your children. Take good care of your children when they are going to be at home, because that is your responsibility. May God bless you all. Asante sana.
But